Discipology was this interesting thing. It was like the puzzle piece that's the one where you put it down and then like, oh, this section fits this section.
And I started reading the Gospels in the order that the events happened. Like, I wanted to see, how did Jesus train the 12? Once I did that, it started breaking open to me this pattern that we call discipology.
And it kind of like bridges the gap. There was a story being woven by God, and I never saw how they were completed until Peyton shared Discipology with me. And suddenly there was this massive click.
Time, teaching, and tactics. Almost anything that you take from Jesus' 3 years of ministry in his training of the 12 falls into one of those three buckets.
That was the light bulb. That's the piece we're missing.
Super cool. This would have been me just going through, the chronological, taking notes. I did a little bit of an APES study there.
Yeah, I'm Peyton Jones. I've been in ministry, since 1993, and I was 19 years old when I accidentally got put into ministry. And over the years, I've just written a lot of books, some of them best-selling books, and others probably you never heard of. And I've been training disciple makers and church planters all over the world, have planted on 3 separate continents, and pretty excited that God just lets me have fun doing all of it.
I've known Chris for many years. I met him way back in the 90s. We've been really good friends. We've been on mission together. We cut our teeth in the same youth group, learning to preach together. We both were missionaries out of the same church, and now we work it through the Word together.
I think with Through the Word, Chris is my best friend. It just seems like, Chris and I are just destined to always be arm in arm in ministry. We always joke that one day we're going to be sitting on a porch together in rocking chairs talking about what a crazy ride it's been.
Every time you push a button.
My name is Chris Langham. I teach the Bible on a little app called Through the Word.
Is it little?
It fits in a very small device, but we got big dreams. So Peyton and I go way back. He was an interim pastor at the first church I went to as a Christian. And I listened to him preach, and it was one of my first times I really engaged with the Word, teaching that life from the pulpit. I'm a brand new believer. Peyton and I, we always cross paths. He baptized me and my wife.
And back with me to talk through it, to get analytical, to elevate the craft of teaching the Bible is Peyton Jones over in this corner. How you doing, Peyton?
Hey. And I think
we kept connecting over mission. And we have been two for each other in different missional aspects for a long time. And we just love working together.
Through the Word goes back to the 2000s. I was a youth pastor, and I was looking for something to help the kids in my youth group just understand the Bible. Now, I loved teaching the Bible. From go in youth ministry, it was all about teaching the Word. I spent a bunch of time creating a daily 1 chapter of the day guide for summer camp. That continued for a year, and every week I would hand out the daily Bible guide to my kids, and they'd help me print it out. That little idea became Through the Word.
So Discipology was this interesting thing. It was like the puzzle piece that's the one where you put it down and then like, oh, this section fits this section. There was a story being woven by God in my calling, in Peyton's calling, and the threads go way back to the beginning. I never saw how they were completed until Peyton shared Discipology with me, and suddenly there was this massive click.
So every Tuesday we do train day, and we'll hop on a train. Noah and I will head down to see Peyton down at Carlsbad, and we'll just collaborate. We'll feedback off of each other, whatever book we're in. We did it through Discipology, through the Psalms.
Carlsbad's like my happy place, a beautiful little Southern California town on the beach.
So one day, Chris and I were walking down the beach, and I was telling him a little bit about what I felt God was putting on my heart with Discipology.
So as Peyton is sharing with me the vision, the direction, the opportunities that God is opening up, I'm seeing the gears of our callings and ministries that we've always been involved with each other, just kind of clicking into place together and start spinning. And my mind starts spinning on this.
We're just talking, and I stopped and looked at him, and I said, Chris, I think with what we're doing, we might actually have a shot at changing the world by reaching the next generation. And the only way that I could actually think to do that is what Jesus hardwired into the Great Commission, which is disciple making, intentionally looking at the next generation and pouring into them.
God is changing the world, and we're along for one incredible ride.
Especially he's filming right now.
This is way better.
Yeah, there's this one passage in my book, and I just feel like every believer needs to hear this. They need to understand what the heart behind this resource and this project is.
The church is stuck. We're immobilized. I have poured my blood, sweat, and tears into these resources to mobilize a church that is stuck. It is a daunting task, and I've shared Paul's sentiments multiple times on this journey. Who is sufficient for these things? In a letter to his friend and editor, Pascal Cavici, Steinbeck wrote, "The writer must believe what he is doing is the most important thing in the world, and he must hold to this illusion even when he knows it is not true." I believe that if Discipology reveals the secret of mobilization through the disciple-making practices of Jesus, then there is nothing more important in all the world. It would be an illusion, however, no, a delusion, if I thought I could come up with it. I couldn't. The true value of Discipology, therefore, must be that it recovers something lost instead of inventing something new.
That's it. If we could just get unstuck, because I believe that the only reason that the church is stuck is because we as individuals are stuck.
So I grabbed a chronological New Testament and I started reading the Gospels in the order that the events happened. Like, I wanted to see, how did Jesus train the 12 step by step? What did he do first? What was the most important things for him to do at the start as he was forming relationships? And at what stage did he start adding more and more? And once I did that, it started breaking open to me this pattern that we call Discipology, which is the 3 simple rhythms of time, teaching, and tactics. Almost anything that you take from Jesus's 3 years of ministry in his training of the 12 falls into one of those 3 buckets.
And again, I just kept mapping out everything that I saw Jesus doing. So in year 1, he helps them become, and that's all time. In year 2, Jesus says, "Follow me and I'll make you fishers of men." And then year 3, Jesus operated in tactics. And so it was kind of breaking down what Jesus did in his ministry, mapping it out, then kind of developing our own kind of pathways.
I feel Discipology is literally just the brilliance of Jesus as a disciple maker, amplified for everyday believers to learn how to do the same. And I think that's what he intended.
Jesus told us to go make disciples. Through the Word is about teaching the Bible. And we had added another step to our teaching where we added through what we call through the Word together. We were calling that discipleship. Like, oh, we're fulfilling Great Commission. This is how we become disciple makers. And Peyton said, no, wait, there's a difference between discipleship and disciple making. This is discipleship. They've got 2 steps, time and teaching. He said, if you want to have disciple making, they need tactics, because there's nothing in what we're giving them that is sending them out to reach someone else. That was the light bulb. That's the piece we're missing.
And guess what's, you know what's even better than the book? This guy right here. This thing is serious quality. This is like the best fidget spinner I've got. It's weighted. Unboxing, they do unboxing videos. Check this out. Here we go. There's the book. The amount of work that we put in for an entire year to open a box and have a finished copy, it was momentous. It was genuinely momentous. I'm very excited.
Congrats, man.
There's something about having the printed copy in your hands. And it got sent to my house before it got sent to him, which was not supposed to happen. But so I got to be there at the moment that Peyton is opening up this book, and Peyton's one of my best friends ever. So much process. It was such a beautiful process. And then have it all culminate. You know, life, it's not the moments that make life. It's life that makes the moments. The moment is big because of all the work that went into it, but the moment captures all of that work in one beautiful moment. I was really honored to be there for it.
Hey, we're going to open my book, Discipology. I've never seen it before. Oddly enough, I am the last one to get my own book. So here we go.
Is it a box?
Ooh,
Look how cool is the
nice box. What's
All right,
in
my
the
friend.
box?
I am proud to be the one to present to you.
It actually looks like the book, front and back, spine, nice little touch. The Discipology plan is on the Through the Word app. It is 100% free. All you gotta do is scan that QR code and you are ready to go.
If you're not gonna pick up the book, like, this is the whole system right here. And I'm like, they're like, wait, you're giving it away for free? I'm like, yeah, dude, we don't want to put a paywall like on the stuff. Like, take it. This is the 28 steps. Like, this is MVP. We want this out there no matter what, whether you get the book or not.
We wanna see this thing take off. This is it. This is my first time seeing my baby. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's meant to look like a blackboard, and feels good. I like it. It's got a little weight to it. It's a 400-page book. And there are over 200 pictures, maps, charts, graphics. I'm just gonna flip through here. You know, you get maps. Charles Swindoll said that when you're a kid, you get pictures in your Bible, but when you're an adult, you get maps. So there's a lot of maps that you're...
Man, to actually hold it in my hand, like to be the last guy, I'm having people text me like, hey, your book looks awesome. Hey, this is great. But I've never read it. So when I got it, it was just, that's what a friend does. That was Chris's copy that I sent him as a thank you for his work on the project. But to hold it in my hand was pretty surreal.
So the two books, this one is for the catalyst, like a leader who wants to catalyze a disciple-making movement or movement of disciple making. This is for the everyday disciple maker, and it's called Journey to Disciple Making, a Discipology journal. So it's part of the Discipology system, but it's going to have discussion questions for your disciple making partner, your two. Then it's going to have your tactic, and then it's going to have what was your biggest takeaway, your light bulb moment, because we use light bulbs in this as a illustration of you and your two. And then you can start writing in each section about what's happened, what has the Lord taught you, what was your interaction with, you know, as you prayed for people, you know, what did God do, how did he turn up? That's what we have in this book. So very exciting. Fidget spinner. Time, teaching tactics. This is just a fun. You can get these at Exponential, by the way, if you come and meet us.
We had so many people come by to the Discipology booth, pick up the book and the journal. So many people were interested in it. They listened to the whole pitch. And then Chris and I drove 7 hours from Atlanta to Orlando. We took 2 random people with us, strangers who were friends. They were also delayed by the storm and the...
So we're at Exponential, and the first day we get there, at first I was like, there was a huge storm, knocked us out off path. And then as the storm is gone, people are showing up, and our room starts to get packed.
Exponential is like the Lollapalooza of church planning and disciple making. Like, if you're interested in any way in modern mission, that's where all the cool kids go and hang out. So we went to Exponential to launch the book. And in fact, it's part of the Exponential series of books, which I'm very thankful for. But that's my tribe. I mean, those are the people that, you know, they always want to reach the lost around them.
So talking about Discipology at the Exponential conference was a really powerful experience for me, because we've been planning this for a while. We see it, and you know, you pitch it to people, but here, getting to talk to people about the challenge of making disciples and how inadequate we feel, not just because making disciples is difficult, but because I feel like I've been going about it all wrong.
Jesus didn't start out in the book of Acts with multiplication. You're at a multiplication conference. And multiplication is good, but it's not first. Mobilization comes before multiplication. Because he knew that if you mobilize people, multiplication takes care of itself. Jesus had a strategy, a disciple-making strategy that we have lost in the church. If we can recover this, we can start to make disciples like Jesus. All of us know the what, we know the why of disciple making, very few know the how.
Very, very humbled by the turnout and the people that bought the book. I mean, people are just so hungry to learn to make disciples, and it encourages me that people they're not embarrassed to say, I don't know how to do this. If you're a pastor, don't be embarrassed if you still don't know how to make disciples and you've been a pastor for 10 or 20 years. No one showed you how to do it.
There is such a hunger, not only at Exponential, but all over the world for discipology. People know the what of disciple making, they know the why, because Jesus said to, but where they're stuck is the how. The how of discipology is mobilization. Like, we can multiply churches, but in order to do that, we have to mobilize believers. If you multiply churches without mobilizing people, all you're doing is cloning one version of what doesn't work. When you mobilize believers, you're doing what Jesus did. In the book of Acts, you see multiplication. In the Gospels, you see Jesus actually mobilizing 12 people, because he knew if you mobilize people, multiplication takes care of itself. The cause is mobilization, the effect is multiplication.
So disciple making is an interesting word for me because it's intimidating. What I have typically thought of in my head for disciple making is kind of what was given to me, which is really something close to street evangelism.
But then this light bulb goes on when you connect people with a simple understanding that making disciples, the way you're wired to by following Jesus, is using your gifts in real everyday ways.
And I think for all of us as disciple makers, we tend to write ourselves off. Like, we think, oh Lord, you got the wrong guy. And the reality is that Jesus stacked his team with 9 introverts. And I think the lesson is this: you don't have to be good at talking. You don't have to be good around people. You actually just have to be a good listener.
Disciple making happens in normal real life, not just on the other side of the world, not just in an awkward conversation on an airplane. It happens in real life.
Hey guys, we just covered Discipology, the introduction for the conference to Discipology. Today's the day it dropped, which is super cool as a book. Big day for Discipology, but we went over the time, teaching, and tactics, the 3 simple rhythms of disciple making in the way of Jesus. And we talked about how Paul had to go back and relearn ministry by going back to what Jesus did and kind of getting his
When
learning
we were
curve.
holding our sessions, people were down the hallway.
I'm literally like running to go get chairs and try to scoot people in, and I'm putting chairs in the doorway so that people can peek in because they're so interested in the session.
Like, our camera guy couldn't even get into the room.
People were coming over to hear about and just get equipped for how to make disciples in really practical ways that they wanted to hear about it. So that the energy in the room was fantastic.
Discipology booth. There's people already asking about it. Pre-conference started, and yeah.
And the crazy thing is that people lined up like down the hall, down the corridor. I've never seen this before. The hunger for this book was so beyond my expectations. I knew people were hungry to learn disciple making the way of Jesus. I just didn't expect for what happened. And not only that, we sold out. Zondervan sold out. They were at the booth next to us. They usually bring enough books to cover what they think they'll sell, but we ordered a crazy amount of books and we sold out. It was insane. We were not expecting it. Lord, we just pray that tonight we would just enjoy, Lord, like the disciples hanging out with Jesus one night after a long day of ministry, unwinding, relaxing, laughing.
I would love for us just to go around and take a minute or something and just say what the journey's been like, what we appreciate about Peyton. It could be funny, it could be surreal, don't cry.
And Ryan, when he went around, he wanted everybody to say what they appreciated about me. I mean, it's like being in the Avengers, where nobody is the rock star on the Avengers. You're all playing a vital part. Each one of them is a rock star, in my opinion, and it's such a great team effort. What God is doing through the Word and New Breed together. It's a celebration of the giftings and callings that God's put on every single person in that room.
All right, last but not least, Chris Langham. Here's the deal. Chris is a co-founder of Through the Word Ministries. It has been amazing. We were trying to get Through the Word and New Breed off the ground at the same time. When it came to Discipology, I just knew this project will not be what it can be unless I ask him to come on board and be a part of it.
I felt a real sense of joy to share a moment with Peyton. That was his moment, and honor him for it. But you know, it was a team effort. I loved getting to be a part of it when he invited me on to speak. Say, hey, let's teach this thing together. That was such an important element in the teaching, that we're going to do this together. We're inviting other people to making disciples is a team effort. So let's present it as a team effort.
The Discipology project, without him, it just would have been a book. Without him, Ryan, Noah, Chesley, if I'm forgetting your name, it's because I'm nervous and I'm up here, so I'm going to stop talking.
You know, the weird thing to me when we're handing out these golf balls and appreciation for everybody is almost to a man. Everybody who had been such an important part of this project came up to me afterwards and was like, I don't know why you called me up. Like, you know, they were all shocked. It was actually pretty humbling, because I thought they all knew. And that just speaks a lot to the kind of people that God's using to give this to the world. They've got that kind of heart. They don't want any credit. They don't care about their faces being seen. They just want to expand the kingdom through disciple making. And that was awesome.
So the feedback on Discipology has been fantastic. So many people so excited, because this is a big need for anybody who has felt the calling to make disciples and then felt frustrated by the simple question of how. This is a plan that is meeting a need that has been there for a long time, and answered a long time prayer. There was one totally unplanned encounter that was such a God moment for us when it was one of our beta testers who had been trying out the plan, and his name was Brett. And I remember when I first got to meet him, he was just so excited to meet us, and he had been testing Discipology. We've been reading some of the feedback and all excited about that, but getting to meet him in person. And he was so excited about this. This guy's been on mission his whole life, and met Brett and Peggy, and they were the sweetest couple, and doing mission work their whole life. They shared this incredible excitement that God is doing something new, and as they talked about, this is for our grandkids. And that means a lot to me as a fairly new granddad, to be providing a legacy that will last, to be equipping a new generation.
Well, first of all, you're talking to a couple of old Jesus people. So if that lets you know anything, we came to know the Lord in that movement. We're seeing everybody in places of ministry and ready to launch themselves. And we want something authentic. We want something that will train them to not only be disciples, but to disciple well. Our own grandkids are asking for truth. How do we take truth and have it weave its way through everything we see happening in the world right now?
But this is more than a book. It's more than a system. It is literally and simply learning about capturing what Jesus did. It was a revelation to me. Time, teaching, and tactics. Revelation of how Jesus did it, simply. One of the things that I love about this, maybe more than anything else, it is accessible. Go to Discipology.com. It's there.
I think we've been waiting a long time to see something that lights that fire again.
Jesus said, go make disciples. It is the Great Commission. It is our calling. It is your calling. It is an intimidating calling, but Jesus is an equipper. He gives us leaders. He gives us teachers. He gave us to you to equip you to make disciples, and you will be stunned at just how simple it is when you put one foot in front of the other.
I want to personally invite you to go through the same journey that Jesus invited the 12 to go on, and that's a journey of disciple making. Because a journey of disciple making is a journey of transformation, not just of the other people around you, but of you yourself. That's why Jesus said, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men.
When Jesus said, I will make you fishers of men, that's his work, not yours.
Jesus will actually make you into something you couldn't even imagine yourself to be today. So I invite you to go on this journey with him to be made into what he made you to be.
The Discipology plan on Through the Word is simple and step-by-step. We have a philosophy of next step simple. We make it so that every next step is just the next click of a button, the next listen of an audio guide. It's going to be 28 days, and we've walked step-by-step through how Jesus made disciples. And it's as simple as time, teaching, and tactics. And we will explain every last one of those. Peyton and I are going to join you on the whole journey, and you'll walk step by step to make disciples who make disciples who make disciples.